Hey everybody, it's the boss lady here coming to you from my vehicle. Ooh, I got on yet another. Got the fist on today. It says a bunch of different stuff in it. Educate like this and inspire like that, and you know, different black people, you know, believe like Thurgood, dream like Martin, inspire like, who is it? I can't remember. Inspire like Obama, challenge like Rosa, think like Garvey. Yeah. What's this one? Lead like Harriet, stuff like that. So your girl's getting ready to go and spend time with her eldest child. I need to just get away. I need to unwind. Today was a day. Today is the day that 13 years ago my father passed away. I typically try to stay busy. I wanted to take off. I wanted to go in late. I wanted to leave early. But it's budget season. So, and honestly, today we got a lot done compared to a couple of days ago when we first got budget. So, it was best that I, you know, be there. But y'all, just like this morning, I was just not myself. Like, I had got up, got dressed, was outside before 6:30 this morning, like, let's go. And Miss Penny was like, Mama? I'm like, listen. So then we go, and I was listening to the song that reminds me of my daddy. I've listened to it like 4 or 5 times. Next thing you know, I bust out crying. And I was like, Lord have mercy. But, you know, I typically don't listen to that song unless I am thinking about him, like if he's heavy on my heart, or if it's like this day. And then I try to just get all the tears out and feel how I want to feel, and then move about my day. You know, so I'm trying to get it out of my system. Thank you. So, you know, Fridays, typically, Bossman and I, we go on a date. Well, we're not going on a date today because his birthday is this weekend. And I still need to order the cake, by the way. Okay. I put no thought into it. I guess I'll be ordering it in the morning. But anyway, because I'm not about to order it right now. Right now, it's about me and my spiritual, mental health. All the things. So anyway, I had texted him and I said, I'm hungry. He responds back, I am too. And I said, are you treating? Now, my husband and I, we do joke a lot. We joke a whole lot. But I had already talked to my husband 4 something this morning, 4 something this morning, telling him how I was feeling about the day and all the things, right? So he knew early on. But his response this afternoon, y'all, it wasn't negative at all. It wasn't negative. But I was like, excuse me? Not me. So, and by the time I had got home, he was already fixing him something. Miss Peanut had already decided what she was going to do. So I was like, you know what? As opposed to me sitting here and, you know, feeling some kind of way, let me get out. So I texted my eldest child. I said, what you doing? She said, nothing in the house. What time you got to pick up your husband? Not till 9 o'clock. Okay, I'm on my way to pick you up. Like, for real. Because her and I, we need to have a conversation anyway. And we typically like to do it away from the kids, away from the husbands, away from the grandparents. Just her and I. Okay, let's talk. And so, and we had been meaning to talk, but, you know, life is lifing. So, she said tomorrow, which when you see this will be tomorrow, she said is National Margarita Day. I said, I need one today. Like, for real, for real. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not one of them that got to go and sip and tip and, you know, constant. No. But today is a day, and I need to be able to just feel. Because sometimes I don't get to feel. For those who don't know, because I do have a lot of new supporters, like I said, my father passed away 13 years ago. And when my father passed away, he had been sick prior to. He actually was in the hospital at the time of his departure. My stepmom and my sisters, they made the executive decision to, he passed on a Tuesday. His wake was that Friday. His funeral was that Saturday. Mind you, I live in Minnesota. They live in Louisiana. So I already was feeling some kind of way about that. Like, are you serious? It's Tuesday. We need to be in Louisiana by Friday? Oh, okay. My big sister, the one that I typically talk about on my channel, she lives in California, could not make it. They had only been in California 2 years, so they hadn't really built a rapport with other people to step in and take care of their children. And my brother-in-law was already out of town, so my sister couldn't just up jump and snatch the kids out of school, and she didn't have nobody to watch the kids, so she couldn't make it. So she was bummed about that. Well, then my husband had never been to my father's birthplace. Never. He'd never been in the state. So it was his first time, and we traveled on my husband's birthday. And I think I told you in a few vlogs back that this is the reason why I try to do as much as I do for his birthday, because I'm making up for what happened 13 years ago. Traveling, driving 17, 18 hours to a place that you've never been before, right? To go to a funeral. Like, for real. Like, literally, we were driving on his birthday. So I try to make it up. But anyway. So, and then, so we left on the 23rd. The wake was the 24th. The funeral was the 25th. And we got up on the 26th. And we were back in Minnesota on the 26th. We got up bright and early. I forgot what time. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And we was back here. I was in my bed by 10:30 at night. Like, my husband, when I tell you he ate that road up, I'm not even kidding. Like, I know people get tired of me always talking about my husband and cars and driving, but my husband can drive his behind off. Like, for real, for real. And he had never been there before. And mind you, old school, the boomers, they use map books. So, like, my dad, I think it was my dad, his dad, somebody had given my husband a map book. No. So, my father-in-law gave the map book. My dad printed off MapQuest, because MapQuest was still around then. And my husband was like, what? We got GPS. Well, here's the thing. The GPS screwed up on us while we were in the mountains. Because it was like, what is this? Child. And then when we got to Arkansas, it rerouted us to these back crazy roads. Yeah, it was a hot mess, but he got me there. Okay, bottom line is he got me there and back home, safe, sound, all the things, and no tickets. So he drove his behind off. Not to mention, when we left from Minnesota, it was winter, it's February. We get through Minnesota, we get into Iowa and run into a fog, snow. It wasn't like a snowstorm, but it was like snow and whatever, and it was a big fog and it was miles. You couldn't, when I tell you whiteout conditions, I'm not kidding. To the point where I was terrified, and when the semi truck went past us, I said, get behind him and stay with him until he pull us out. And literally, it was like the semi truck hooked on to us and pulled us out of there, because, and I mean, I'm praying, I'm crying, I'm praying. I ain't never seen that before in my life, child. So anyway, when I tell you my husband can drive, I'm not kidding. Like, seriously, he's that good. Because even with your high beams on, you could not see, like, for real. So anyway, so that's the backstory or whatever. But how I'm feeling today, so work was working my behind off. Budget is kicking my butt. Oh my God. So finally figured out budget. Well, most of it. we still got, we have a good dent, but we got a ways to go. So, and I mean, it was like, I'm working on one thing, I'm being called in the office to do this, and I'm being called in the office to ask these questions, and then I'm popping back over in the office because I'm like, look, I need to know about this, and what about this, and what about, and finally I said, you know what, dang this back and forth. I grabbed my computer, sat down between them, like, listen, okay, I got questions for you, and I got questions for you, and both of y'all, can you answer this? That's where I was. Now, neither one of them knew what today was, is, none of that. When my boss came to my office this morning, I was listening to, was it Mary? I can't even recall. But I was crying. She don't even know. I don't think she realized it. When she came in, I had my head down like this, and I was crying. And then she walked around the corner. She said, I feel the same way. And I was just like, And my boss is really, really, really sick. Like, as soon as school was out, she had her coat on so fast. I came around that corner. She said, I'm leaving. I'm like, poor baby. So I'm going to check on her tomorrow and make sure she's all right, because she's got to be at school all day. But anyway, yeah, she didn't even know I was crying. That was at the point that I was crying and trying to get myself together. So I didn't tell her. I didn't tell my AP what today was. My AP wouldn't understand. And I hate to say this, but not all cultures grieve the same. They just don't. So he's a different culture to me. He does not understand my grief. My boss, however, I feel she could understand me. So anyway, but I didn't mention it to nobody at work. Because I didn't want people to be, oh, I'm so sad. You know, I did my little Facebook post. I did my little Instagram post. I'm doing this video, but I was like, I don't, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Because if people would have started talking to me about it, I probably would have not been able to stay. Then I was supposed to go to a doctor. My doctor had to rearrange some schedules. So, and I told him, you know, today is not a good day. So, you know, he understood, but he knows, you know, the season I'm in too. So he didn't pick up on it either. Mind you, when my father passed away, how ironic is this? So I've known my doctor a long time, but then there was a period of time that we weren't seeing each other, because I mean, I wasn't needing to go to a doctor. The year that my father passed away, I had been in a car accident then too. So my doctor that I have now was my doctor back then, 13 years ago. That's when we first had kind of like reconnected, because I had an attorney. Long story short, my attorney was like, I need you to, you know, see this doctor, because he asked us if we were going to a doctor, and we said, yeah, we got an appointment with these people, and he said, no, I want you to see this doctor. And then when Doc came in, I said, I think I know you. And then sure enough, yeah, so he's a long-time family doctor of mine. But anyway, so when my father passed away, like, I was in a throat collar and everything back then, 13 years ago. And Doc, he was like, you can travel, but, and let me tell you, that travel was kicking my behind. I had whiplash and everything. It was so bad. All the things. Child. Lord help. But okay now. Driving like a fool. Hotel. Swerving. Anyway. So yeah, so I bet Doc don't remember. I mean, he might, but I doubt he remembers. So, and it's good that I'm not there, because he probably would have been like, you know what, you know, and just try to talk to me, because Doc has a good philosophy. You know, he's a good philosopher. He's like my dad. And I don't want to hear all that right now. I want to feel. So what I was getting to is, I didn't get to grieve a lot. You know how In some families, somebody died, you don't bury them for a week, sometimes a week and a half. Yeah, my daddy was buried so quick. Child, I was like, boom, bam, boom, I'm back at home and back going to the doctor. And I just feel like I never got a chance to grieve. You know, and sometimes I think about, like, with my husband, when his mom was transitioning, he had a chance to grieve. And I feel like I was robbed of that. Like, I didn't get that chance. So, that's all I want to say. So, when I do get that chance, I try to take it. My little sister, you know, she grieves differently than I do. She counts the minutes, the hours, the seconds, the sun, the moon, the stars. I can't do that because it's just too hard for me. Like, when he died, it was, you know, it's been 36 hours. It's been 2 weeks. It's been 12 months. It's been, you know, I can't. Or every month, it's the 21st. It's the 21st. For a whole year. And granted, he raised her from birth to death. But I can't grieve like that. Like, I go in waves, you know. So, anyway. Typically, the anniversary is hard for me. Not so much. Sometimes Father's Day is too. But I try not to grieve on Father's Day because I still have my dad. I still have my husband, my son-in-law, my brother-in-law, you know, like that, father-in-law. So I try not to grieve too hard Father's Day because I don't want to take away from my husband and everybody else. His birthday, sometimes it's hit or miss. Sometimes you know, but the death date always gets me. Not the 21st of every month, but just February 21st. It always hits me. So, yeah. But now I'm going to go spend some time with my eldest child. And she wasn't able to go to his funeral either. It's just rough. It's rough. It's hard. It's hard. And when you have someone who's been in your life forever, you know what I mean? It's hard. You know, the person who helped create you. But anyway, at the same time, in between time, your girl about to go and have a cocktail. Because listen, I'm going to spoil that man on Sunday, on his birthday, and call it a great day. I'll see y'all. Bye.